think my introduction will come mostly through the icebreaker. So I'll move directly to my speech. Henry Ford once famously said that life is a series of experiences. And through each experience we grow bigger and we grow stronger. I think this is really true. Life is indeed a series of experiences. And my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests today, I will take you through a series of experiences I had in my life as part of my icebreaker speech. Starting with the childhood. I was born in a very small town called as Nanded in India. My family valued education a lot. So naturally, I started liking studies and I did really well in the schools. That's about schools. But in terms of sports, I was an average sports person. Like 1.1 billion Indians, there was only one sport which I could understand, I could play, I could appreciate and I could comment. That was cricket. I could not move beyond anything after that. This is about studies and sports. But one good thing in my childhood is that I made some really good friends. And one thing I learned from my friends is that friendship is forever. And friends are there with you in your happiness as well as in your sorrow. And this is something, a great gift I got in my childhood. So overall, the experience of childhood was extremely happy and a memorable one for me. But when I look back at my childhood today, I cannot help but think of one thing. That is, I must be really lucky to get such a wonderful experience, because there are hundreds of thousands of children today in this world who are deprived of a wonderful experience of childhood because of poverty and hunger. And therefore, I would like to thank God for such a wonderful experience. Moving forward, after my completing my school studies, I went to do engineering. And after my engineering, like thousands of engineering graduates in India, I decided to join an IT services company and became a software engineer. It was really a nice experience, and I wrote some challenging code and I was enjoying it. But as someone has said, that life is measured not in terms of the breaths you take, but in terms of the breathtaking moments. And there was one such wonderful moment in my life that I would like to tell you. That while I was working as a software engineer, I also worked on my hobbies. And out of the fruit of that was a book of collection of my poems was published in 2005. And that was really a proud and happy moment for me. So as I was living the life, a challenging life of a software engineer, I wanted to take bigger challenges. And therefore, I decided to pursue MBA. And in India, if you want to do an MBA, you need to clear an exam called as CAT. But bailing the CAT is not that really easy. I wrote the exam for 5 years and I failed. And every time I failed, it was because of some mistakes, definitely, which I committed. One thing I learned from mistakes is if you do a mistake, you cannot really reverse it. But you can always work on improving yourself. And you can work on trying to avoid those mistakes in future. As someone has said, that living life is like an art of drawing on a canvas without using an eraser. This is something I learned very strongly from this experience. But somehow, even though I could not clear the CAT, I wrote the international entrance exam for MBA, and that was GMAT. And I came out with flying colors out of that, with 99th percentile in the first attempt. And after that, I decided to move to France for an MBA. So finally, I fulfilled my dream and my desire of doing an MBA. But one thing I learned throughout this overall experience, that it was really a challenging experience. It was full of setbacks, but finally I made it through. And as someone has said that if there is a clay pot that you keep in the sun forever, it will remain as a clay pot forever. But if you put it in a hot furnace, it will emerge as a shining porcelain. And this is something I learned. If you go through challenges and setbacks, you will emerge stronger and grow bigger. And what next? After my MBA, I moved to Dubai and I'm working at Bain & Company as a strategy consultant for last 2 years. And what will happen next? I will again go through a series of experiences, I'm sure. And one thing I'm sure is that I will never stop learning, because practically there is no end to this process. As again someone has said that experience is a comb that you achieve when you grow bald. And with this, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you.